All right, everybody ready? Okay, so once again, I just want to say welcome back. We did wonderful last year. We was all proud of all the students, the TAs, everybody did good. But this year, we're going to definitely focus on just being better. Every year, you want to be better. You want to be just like the AI companies. They be trying to be 10x better. And get that in your head. Try to be 10x better. Don't try to just be better. Try to be 10 times better, because we're moving definitely into a world where I keep telling y'all, and I want y'all to make sure you're focused on things are advancing fast. I think they're a little too fast, but you still got to keep up. You know what I'm saying? So once again, welcome to Environmental Leaders of Color. Your voice matters here, your background matters here, and your future matters here. Your instructors, Musa, me, Erik Conn, your TAs. Musa, raise your hand. That's Musa right there. Erik Conn. Your TAs, Tia, Elena, and Andre. So what we want to do is we're going to go over things like what we did last year. So for those who know what we went over last year, I want you to make sure you understand what we went over last year, because we're going to go over it again. This time we're just going to go over it where you understand it better. Because I'm quite sure if I asked any of you exactly what we went over, I'm quite sure you can rumble a few things, but you probably can't figure out, everything. And I probably can't even figure out on the spot. But what we want to do is just make sure you get it, because this is deep. So while we're here, unity, fostering deep connections and shared purpose among diverse voices to create a cohesive force for change. Representation is something that we don't have in the AI world, in the AI rooms. So, and that's very, very important to me, because they're building systems that's going to affect humanity. And if you have no say-so at all in it, you don't think that's a problem? Like you don't have no representation in it? You don't think that's a problem? Can anybody raise their hand? Just tell me, is it a problem? Like if you don't have no representation in something that's being built that's going to affect your life, your kids' lives, is that fair?
Yes. Who said yes? I'd say yes.
No, I understand. It's not fair. So, but that's that.
Yes? No, I thought you said that sounds like fear. Not fair.
Hey!
Oh, whoa, yes. Happy New
We
Year.
give out money to ask questions.
Yeah.
Okay? Here you go. you see the rules we do?
Yeah.
Nathaniel? We give out money.
Yeah.
Okay? You can make some change here. Okay.
Happy New Year, young fella. Welcome back. Did good. So, like I said, representation, that's very, very important. And I think you really have to you really have to think about, like if we don't have no representation, where do we fit in? So let me ask you a question. If you don't have representation, what do you do? If you're never going to get it, what do you think you have to do?
Protest.
That is one of the things that's going to end up being done. But give me something else that you could do if you don't have representation. Eli. If you don't have representation in rooms that are building models and systems that is going to, affect humanity, affect you, affect your future, affect your kids' futures. If you're never going to get any representation, what do you do? Besides protest, because protest is a good thing to try to get into the room. But if you can't get into the room, what's a good idea to do?
Answer the question.
Huh? Make your own. Yes, make your own. So that's one of the things you're going to have to think about doing, making your own rooms, creating your own lanes. So let's talk about collective action, mobilizing combined strength and resources to drive impactful, sustainable solutions for a better future. So this is basically taking everything we're learning here, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and mobilizing it, making it a combined strength of resources to drive impactful, sustainable solutions for a better future. This is all of us. Andre, how you look? Did I do a good job? I'm not gonna lie, I'm telling you, next year we gotta take images and we need to be up here. You know what I'm saying? So, 2026, very, very important to me, the wake-up call. 2026 equals acceleration. And when I say acceleration, I'm talking about really, really, when you go home, take some time out to go over what we've went over, everything. Because this is going to be so crucial to your life, more crucial than anything. And I know you hear this a lot, that certain things are important, but me being 60 years old, I've never seen in my life a time where it is important to learn how to critically think, learn how to question everything, learn how to look, and I tell you like this, it's like you got to get a new brain. You got to get a new layer in your brain to distinguish what's real and what's fake. And so this is the world we're literally moving into. Like, they literally have videos out of people saying things that they never said that affects elections. In other countries, they have a video out of some type of presidential person saying that we're bowing out of this election, but that was a fake video. But it affected their movement, and that's what's going to happen. So we really, really have to pay attention. Once again, 2026 equals acceleration. Schools should be changing fast, but they're not. Schools are literally 2 to 3 years, 2 to 5 years behind. I believe it's more, to be honest with you. That's what the stats say, so I'm quite sure it's probably 6 or 7 years behind. And I don't even see the schools actually moving towards artificial intelligence. I'm not saying all of them. I just know certain schools that I'm around, and even in New York City, they're not adapting to artificial intelligence. And the problem is, you have schools that are. You have neighborhoods that are sending their kids to AI schools. And they're the ones that's going to advance. Because I'm telling you, if you don't understand artificial intelligence, if you don't understand machine learning, if you don't understand financial literacy, you will not make it in the future. If you don't end up adapting this into your life, if you don't end up learning this and learning what agents are, you are not going to make it in this new future that's coming. So jobs are transforming rapidly. Raise your hands to any of you that, if you see on the news layoffs on jobs, or major layoffs. Raise your hands if anybody. So you guys are students. Why should you even be seeing this? That's how big it is. That's how massive these layoffs are. It's actually trickling down to where high school students are starting to see this. Are you getting worried?
Yeah, because I'm graduating this year, so it's my future.
Right. So you have to pick now. Have you picked your college?
No.
You got to make sure they're AI driven, and you got to make sure what you're going to do has a future in the AI world and not one where automation is going to take over. We're going to show something after this to show you where robots is. So that's going to be an exciting part of this to me. Society is evolving at an unprecedented speed. We all know that. Very, very fast. Too fast, because they're racing. And once again, do y'all remember what I said last year, what they're racing towards? There's 3 letters. I'll give you the first. A, 2 more letters. They're racing towards something called A, G, go ahead. Yes. Or AGI. Artificial General Intelligence, yes. So artificial intelligence is basically, it surpasses human intelligence. Artificial general intelligence, what all the companies are racing towards, and it doesn't matter the detriment that it causes in the meantime as far as children harming themselves physically, mentally, because these algorithms are actually built to keep you stuck.
Eric, I'm glad you raised that, because New York State just passed a law about AI and how it's harming. I think I sent you a little information on it. Once, if you remember it, just tell them about it, because that's important that we have. That's about the agents, the bad agents coming in, and kids are using that and following what the bad agents are doing, and harming themselves?
Yeah. Well, you already have a situation where there was one kid that was, well, we already know, I think I told you all about the 14-year-old kid that killed himself. He was using a character AI avatar named the Targaryen girl from the Game of Thrones, like the pretty girl. And he had that as his companion. And you know, over time, it's a companion for the person, and it should have guardrails, but it didn't, because the companion eventually, you know, told the person, I love you, I love you too, and the companion was like, I can't wait to be with you, or you to be with me, and the boy killed himself. And then there's another instance where a ChatGPT was telling a kid who was suicidal, he had told the ChatGPT, I want to leave a suicide note for my parents. And the ChatGPT advised him not to. And he killed himself. You know what I'm saying? So, but this is real. So you got to realize these algorithms are built so strenuous to where they actually do tests with people, and they scan their brains and get an image of their brains while they're surfing the net. So they actually know on the inner workings of your brain how to get you stuck, how to make you think like how we want you to think. Because that's the whole goal, like to eventually figure out what you like, what you want to buy, and then what we could do is we can convert everything to where you like what we want you to like, and you buy what we want you to buy. But you're thinking you're doing things as an individual, but you can't even put this thing down. I did an interview recently with a brother, Demigod, that we talked about, I talked about for a moment, if you went on a vacation, imagine you went on a vacation for 7 days and you didn't have your phone, and you just was able to read, you was able to look at TV, watch movies, walk the beach, go to restaurants, people watch, come outside, watch the sunrise, listen to the water, meditate, horseback riding. Beautiful 7 days. But now imagine you got the phone with you for those 7 days. That changes everything. Because if you're thinking, first of all, if you don't have a phone and you're walking the beach, what you gonna be thinking about?
How beautiful the beach is.
How beautiful the beach is. You're gonna be thinking about natural things.
If you have a phone, you're thinking about taking pictures of.
Right, and then the phone is actually understanding what you're doing. So now you might take a picture of a car. Next thing you know, you got car ads popping up. This is how this works, and sometimes it's good for us to zone the everything out. So these applications are made to be sticky. They're made for you to never put the phone down, and for you to get hooked, and for them to eventually control how you think. So the new reality, AI is changing everything. So you see here, this is an image of a what? Can somebody tell me what this is an image of? Go ahead.
An image of a brain.
Right.
It looks like it's being merged with AI.
Yeah. We got the best students in the world. We got the best students. You know what I'm saying? They learn. This dude, man. I don't know how he do it, man. I think he got this in there acting like he playing a game, but he's seeing this. You know what I'm saying? So yes, this is actually a brain, and basically we could talk, this is Musa, machine learning, because they have literally took machine learning and mimicked it from a brain. So over here you can see the robotic arm, you can see statistics, you can see the cell phone. Right here you can see a card, SIM card, a graphics card, a GPU, and you can see right here a robot actually talking to a human. This is the reality. This is coming. This is right around the corner. And as you can see here, I want you to just notice something. Do you see any cash?
No.
So what does this represent then? What does this represent? Money? Right. But why is it no cash? So this should tell you something. This image should tell you something. Cash is about to be ruled out. Say again? Yes. Yeah, and that's the reason you guys are here. so you can try to be ahead of the game. You guys have an advantage on everybody else in regular schools. You know why? They're not teaching artificial intelligence in regular schools. They're not teaching machine learning in regular schools. And I don't even think they're teaching financial literacy in regular schools, to be honest with you. You know, schools is outdated, man.
Isn't that what economics is about?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm taking that.
Yes. But is it dealing with today's economics? Or is it dealing with books from 20 years ago?
I think so. 'Cause
You
I
understand what I'm
had
saying?
class, and it was,
Yeah.
like, no updates,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, we need to be dealing with.
stuff like that, so.
Yes. And then so now when you look on this side of the chart, what do you see? You see the earth. The whole entire earth is going to be, you see drones, you see Wi-Fi signals, pollution tracking, air quality, data. You see solar panels, windmills, batteries, water, solars again. And so water is going to be a very, very important part of this whole thing, because a lot of people don't understand, yeah, we need electricity to man these data centers that's coming to our neighborhood soon. That's going to be very dangerous for the atmosphere. But it's the fresh water that they need that a lot of people are not talking about. The AI people are talking about it because we don't have enough fresh water. And over the last 50 years, people was wondering why are these billionaires buying water, like spaces under states, like water, I forgot, I don't know what you call them, but just water things.
Like reservoirs?
Water reservoirs, and like why. And so what happens is now we understand why. Water is going to be, first of all, when I was a kid, we didn't have to pay for water. Water was free. And then water started getting bottled. And then what we started learning, as the water was getting bottled with the same water that was coming out the faucet, they just put names on it, then everybody just started having a water company. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of it. So fresh water is going to be a problem, because we feel that eventually water is going to be allocated for AI data centers before humans. And we already know that water is filled with plastic, microplasticities in it. We already know that, because most of our bodies now have way more plastic than it's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to have access to fresh water. They're going to give us the secondary water. I believe they're going to have access to the electricity first. Because if you know how they built these data centers, first of all, these data centers cannot shake one iota. They can't shake, they can't move. These big machines, they're built so deep in the ground as far as a foundation. So if there's an earthquake, they won't, because if they shift, that throws everything off. They can lose trillions of dollars in a day if one of these data machines break. So they have it to where it is built so delicately.
So I want to ask a question. Nathaniel, have you ever heard of data centers before?
No.
So a data center is basically the AI houses, like ChatGPT. They have to have somewhere where they house their infrastructure, their systems, and they're called data centers. And they take up, you could say, like 10 football fields. You know what I'm saying? They take up a lot of space. They drain as much electricity. One data center can drain as much electricity as a state. But
Do you know where our closest data centers? Have we researched?
all they in Virginia. A lot of them in Virginia. Yeah, a lot of them in Virginia. And the problem is we don't have the electricity in America. China, they have it. A lot of other countries, they have the grids. We don't have the electricity in America. So now they're in a position where they have to build grids. They have to build so they can have this electricity. That takes years. But the problem is we need electricity too as humans. And so now we are going to be in a war with the AI companies on who gets the electricity. The same as the water. So that's why I be telling people this is much bigger than ChatGPT. This is much bigger than Gemini. This is going to affect you, particularly y'all, because y'all have to grow up into this. We growing out of it, me and Marvin. You know what I'm saying?
So Eric just asked, how many use Chat? Let's see what systems people use.
How many use ChatGPT? How many use any GPT? Raise your hand. You don't use it at all? Same thing. That's a GPT. So a GPT is generative pre-trained transformer. Gemini, Copilot, Claude, they are all GPTs. OpenAI was smart to put put GPT on the end of their chat, because a lot of people, when they hear AI, they just think of ChatGPT, and that's it. And they know about Gemini, a lot of them know about Claude, but they don't be thinking it's a GPT. They just be thinking ChatGPT is GPT, and Gemini is Gemini, and Claude's Claude. And that's the problem with us not understanding what this is. We should know they all are the same. They're GPTs, generative pre-trained transformers.
Something you did teach us last semester, that ChatGPT has no guardrails.
None of them got, well, Claude is the only one that really, yeah.
What's the term you use for Claude?
Just ethical guardrails, and having, the only company that, to me, and I think other AI guys think this too, is the most ethical GPT out there. If you're trying to build a model and you want ethics to stay in it, you want to build it with Claude. And Claude is an awesome tool, particularly for AI agents now. I mean, incredible.
How many have used Claude? Anybody?
Yeah, Claude is one of the best. Claude is Anthropic. So, Claude,
What does Anthropic mean?
just the name of the company. Anthropic owns Claude.
Okay.
I think this guy's Dario Marty, something like that.
Okay.
So, what this program gives you as far as environmental leaders of color, this semester we're going to be building core skills for you. Track 1, artificial intelligence. Track 2, machine learning. Track 3, financial literacy. We don't know when that guy's going to come in, but when he comes in, he will be teaching financial literacy. Artificial intelligence equals tools plus thinking skills. Systems that write, summarize, design, and plan. Use AI as a superpower for school and opportunities. Use it responsibly. Don't let it use you. Ethical responsibility. Don't let it use you. Consider the intended use and future impact of AI tools. Machine learning. This is what Moose is going to cover. How AI learns from information. Now, the good thing about learning machine learning is I could teach you how to build agents with no code, but Musa can teach you how to build agents with code. And it's always better to build it with code, because you are more 100% in charge. Even though you'll have some assistant building the code along the way, but it's your code. You know what I'm saying? So, how AI learns from information, that's what machine learning is all about. Machine learning equals patterns from data. How AI learns from information. Discover how algorithms analyze vast data sets to identify complex relationships and refine performance over time. Real examples: spam filters, recommendations. See it in action with systems that automatically categorize emails or suggest products and content you might like. So if you see over here, you see the emails coming through the spam filters. And right here you see the green checks. And then right here, you see the card, you see it's good to go. So those emails is good to go. But then over here, it's catching the spam. It's catching the spam. So that's what it talks about when it talks about real examples, spam filters. Then understanding the tech behind the scenes, gain insights into neural networks, deep learning, and underlying technologies powering intelligent systems. So you will learn that with Musa. Track 3, financial literacy. Money is a tool. Budgeting, credit, saving / investing, and smart decisions. One thing I learned from the brothers Earn Your Leisure, big up to Earn Your Leisure, you cannot make money unless you invest. It's the only way you're going to make passive income. You got to get into the stock market. You got to get into investments. And I'm hoping that this guy who comes with teaching financial literacy leads you into that direction. Even me, myself, I got to get better at it. You're not going to make no money unless you invest in the stock market. And he has his guy that was here that definitely could come and tell you that. So, why you can't wait for college? Colleges are not built to move fast. And if you already know about the school systems, we got books from 20 years ago, 30 years ago. America's probably past this, but last year I know they was 49th in the world as far as education. And the STEM programs in America is last in the world. you know? So, because you got to realize you got kids over there that are hungry just for food. And let's not talk about hungry for learning. They are hungry for learning. They hunger for learning. That's just what they do because they want to be able to come to America and go to other countries and succeed. And if you think about it, is that not happening? Come on, man. So we have to wake up because what we're doing is sitting back, letting other people come and take spaces that we should be taking or creating. You know what I'm saying? So traditional education lags behind technology. By the time programs update, tech has moved again. And I'm telling you, so I want y'all to know, Sam Altman from Facebook, from OpenAI, ChatGPT. Sam Altman has a thing with his team, 10x. Anytime we do something, we have to 10x it. If Google does something before us, we got to make sure when we get to compete with it, we have to 10x it, not just make it better. And they have some type of statistic where they actually 10x it. And that's why I say that's how you have to think. Like if you're working on a project, you should be like, ChatGPT, I need to make this 10 times better. You know what I'm saying? You just can't settle for mediocrity, So this program gives you the advantage now. Like I said, environmental leaders of color, this program gives you an advantage over the guys that's in regular schools that's not learning AI. Critical thinking, that's the real superpower to me. I actually built an app for critical thinking where I kind of test myself every day on the 10 cores of critical thinking, and then I want to go past those 10 cores. I just got to get those 10 cores down first, you know what I'm saying? But critical thinking is, to me, one of the most important parts of where we're going to as far as for you guys, because you got to question everything. If somebody tells you something, you're just going to believe it? And that's one of the problems we have. We believe things that we hear and we run with it, and then we tell somebody, then our whole thing revolves around the lie we just heard. So the real superpower, confident, doesn't mean correct. Stop. What is the claim? Check. What evidence supports it? Compare. Where can I verify it elsewhere? 4, decide. Should I trust it? I'm telling you, this right here to me is probably one of the most important things for you moving forward, because people are going to be lying to you. Companies are going to be lying to you. And listen to me. I want y'all to just look at me real quick, everybody. I want y'all to do this. Make sure that when you go and purchase something online or join a website, do me one favor, because I want everybody to start getting into the habit of this, because I have. Before you spend your money, go take the terms of agreement, throw it in ChatGPT or even whatever GPT you use, and say, I want to make this move, but I need you to tell me, is this good for me? And that's it. And I'm telling you now, I have been able to avoid getting robbed by websites that I thought was legit. Like there was one the other day that made me feel like they're competitors with N8N, who I use to build agents. And I was like, wow, this sounds good. So it sounded too good though. So I put the terms in agreement and said, yo, you got to tell me what's going on with this. And it had nothing to do with N8N. It wasn't even an N8N type site. It was legit though. The person's name was real. It told me all the good parts, but it then said, no, what you trying to do, this ain't for you.
Well, let's just ask each student, have they done that?
We ain't got to ask them. I know they ain't done it. That's why I'm telling them to do it. Has anybody done that?
Has anybody done that?
Nobody do it. We don't do it. Marvin, I'm just doing it after. I know, but I just want to say something though. When it comes to terms of agreement, we don't do that as a people. We don't read the fine print. We never have. That's why we've been getting robbed for 30, 40 years. Because it tells us the fine print tells you we're robbing you.
So how many students in here have had their parents to help them purchase something? So mostly everybody has done that, right? Has you ever seen, like what Eric's talking about, the terms of agreement? You know what that means?
Yeah.
So what is Erik saying now? What you got to do? Nathaniel, tell me what Erik said, what you got to do now.
Well, you gotta start reading the fine print on the so read closely.
And what else did he say? One important thing he said after that. He said what, Erik? He said you take that, copy and paste it, put it in ChatGPT or wherever you're doing, and it spells it out.
Right, it's going to tell you what's going on.
See, I was trying to get you to talk.
Yeah,
You did.
it's going to tell you what's going on.
Okay?
Yeah, so that basically saved me from, I'm going to be honest with you, I even thought about building an agent. But they have websites that actually you can go, but you don't need no agent. You can just put it in chat, put it in any GPT you need. And to me,
That's a good idea. That's like prompt engineering because I never thought, hey, put the terms of agreement into
Right.
into a ChatGPT
Right.
and ask them to like weave out things that you don't know and that you need to know and things like that, like to catch what. I did that to look up companies, like when a company was like offering me a position, but it sounded too good to be true, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I was like, is this a legit company? Okay, is this a legit number?
Mm-hmm.
Because you know people could spoof
Right,
numbers
right.
now, right? So it's a legit company. It's a legit number. You know that they spoofed the number. It was a legit company, but what they were using was instead of like .com, they were using .org.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a nonprofit if it's .org.
No, not .org. .something.
Yeah.
But then what it was .net. Sorry.
Okay,
.net.
yeah.
But it wasn't what the company was. The company was a legit company because when you look them up, they're a legit company. But the email that it was coming from, something told me, look at the email, look at everything. And
Yeah,
everything,
yeah,
everything
yeah.
Because, like you were saying, it sounded a little too.
You have to, I'm
It
telling
sounded
you,
a little, like-
if it sounds too good to be true, it's a problem.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all now. Take your first gut. If it sounds too real to be true, there is an issue. I did a terms of agreement test on something the other day, and you know what came up? Now, pay attention. I want y'all to realize, remember when y'all did the prompts assignment and the prompts had variables where the variables would be where you would fill in the blanks? You would have like name, it would just say put name here, something here.
Yeah.
The terms of agreement had those. It had where they didn't even finish filling out the variables in the terms of, yeah, they had spaces where they were supposed to fill in the variables, but they didn't. And they just threw it, because most, like I'm telling, people don't read terms and agreements. That's why they just threw it in. They threw their terms of agreement in undone.
Wow.
But who reads it? Nobody reads. But the site looks so good. People are buying.
Yeah.
People are purchasing. And that's a problem. That's why we have to make sure we understand what's going on. And this right here is the real superpower. How the program works, your weekly learning journey. Saturday sessions gather weekly for live interactive sections. 3 learning blocks, focused modules covering core environmental and leadership topics, interactive Q&A, engage directly with experts and peers for deeper understanding. Kahoot challenges, test your knowledge and compete in fun interactive quizzes. Tia is the Kahoot queen, just so y'all know. Incentives and graduation, rewards, recognition, and your moment to shine. Earn rewards. Complete milestones and challenges, unlock exclusive badges and points, redeem for valuable prizes. We are actually working on seeing if we could get maybe a few sponsors before this thing is over, to where maybe we could give some packages or something. If there's an organization that's willing to give something as a gift for you learning, we're working on that now. So we hope before the program ends, we could get a couple of sponsors in.
Like an incentive?
Yes.
Okay.
So we have a package we're trying to send to some local businesses, and maybe they might want to get involved just to have their name on this. You know what I'm saying? Particularly at graduation,
Yeah.
we put their sponsorship thing on that they was a part of it. Track progress, monitor your weekly growth, visualize your achievement, stay motivated and focused. June 6th would be the graduation and showcase. Celebrate your achievement, present your project, connect with leaders, your moment to shine. Please, everybody, please do not, everybody. We need everybody for graduation. That's a day where we're going to make this graduation more better than any other graduation. So please make sure everybody, June 6th. All right? Your commitment, show up, participate, ask questions, lead, Consistent attendance matters. Active participation accelerates growth. Questions drive deeper understanding. Leadership starts with showing up. The only dumb question is the question you don't ask.